Good morning, everybody. This is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and hey, I want to continue taking you on the journey of building the next bundle with me. If let's say you're unable to purchase one of these when they are ready and you just want to have one, I want to show you how to make these so you can know for yourself. This is the smaller journal that is going to go with the bundle, and let's see, what's today? Today is Wednesday, so I think I showed how to make the bigger journal on Monday. And now I'm going to show you how to make the smaller journal. I've tweaked my technique a little bit. It's a very easy technique, and I'm going to show you why it's different and things that can make this a much simpler process for you. So I am using a quilt, and I am working with the concept of a 9x6. So if you kind of think 9x6, it's an easy page size to work with. It's an easy cover size to work with. And here's what I did. Okay, so this is what they look like. And these are a little bit different because they have what I call over fanning or over splay of the inside material that is also sewn in, but it extends beyond the quilt itself, giving it a nice soft feathery feel. This journal is very, very soft and comfy. It's squishy, and it just feels dandy. What can I say? Okay, so let's take a look at how these guys are made. Basically, this one is, well, I'll give you the details and everything, but this one contains 60 pages front and back of different types of papers. You can put anything in your journal, but these are easy to make, and I want you to show this. I want to show you this technique. Okay, so what I did was I cut out a piece of quilt. Actually, what I did was I laid the quilt out on my kitchen. I have a big kitchen counter, and I took these are file folder. All right, single piece of file folder. This is a smaller journal. It doesn't need to have as much weight in the cover because of that. 5 7/8 by 4.5. Okay. That is the size of each of these. So I've cut out a bunch of those, and then I measured. I know I had to measure. Sometimes you have to break down, but the actual quilting is just a little bit bigger than that. Okay, so you want it to extend beyond your 5 7/8. So I think I went for 6, and then 4.5. 4.5 would be 8, but I think I went for 9. So this is where the 6 by 9 comes in. Okay, and the way I did it was I laid my quilt out flat, if you're going to make a bunch of them, and then I took these pieces of file folder and I used my Scotch Create glue stick, and I drew an X on the back of each one of these, and then I placed them down, and I had like a whole row of these going down the quilt, and then I came and I cut up one side at the top down, and I had this long thing full of a whole row of these, and then I came through and I cut in between to free them. And then I do minor trimming here just to tidy it up a little bit, because I'm not the greatest, you know what I mean, at accuracy, but a little hangover is good, but not too much, because you're going to have the little feathery inside cover material feather out beyond that, and that is going to give you that extra softness. It also makes it easier to sew because you can use a straight stitch. You can also use a zigzag stitch, but I thought I wanted to make this one a little bit different from the bigger journal. So the bigger journal has zigzag, this one has straight stitch, and I think that actually both look cute. So where's the done one again? Here's the straight stitch. I think that just looks adorable. I mean, I think that's really pretty. Okay, so here we go. All right, so what I did was I took, let me back up a little so you can see my disaster here. Okay, bed sheet, laundered, washed, and it's a nice thin fabric to lay across here. If I had any busyness on here, like sometimes I didn't have enough file folder, I can't believe that, but I used packaging as well, so it may have had some writing on it. So I just took a piece of scrapbook paper and I put it to the white side, and I just cut it out to the same size, and then I glued that on here as well. So that takes away any printing or anything like that, and it reinforces as well, so that's an easy thing to do. Okay, so now, where is my, do I have it? Yes. Okay, so what I did was the great thing about bed sheet is it's easy to tear, and that is such our friend in journal making, because it really reduces the amount of measuring you have to do. So what I did was I took my bed sheet and I measured it up. I tore a straight edge, so I knew I was working with a straight edge. And then I came along and I figured out exactly how wide I needed it to be, because all my pieces were, hi, that's the bird. The birds are saying hello this morning. Good morning, birdies. That's Holly, my African gray, and my lovebirds, Happy and Leonardo. Okay. I wanted to make sure it was wide enough to feather out a little bit on the sides. A little wider is better, because if you go too short, it's all over. Okay, so, or you could have to sew it together, but we don't want to do that. So, made it a little bit wider, tore it straight across the top, and then tore a long piece, so I could just keep using this, like it was like a little factory machine that came up. This is going to be the next one. So then I come in here, where's my little scissors? I make sure I have a little at the top. Not too much, but just the right amount. I would say, you know, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch is good. All right, make sure you got about the same on the sides. You hold it down and you do a little 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch below your work, cut, and then you just tear. Okay, and the great thing about working with quilts and bed sheets and things like that, if you love the furry, feathery, stringy sort of thing, you're going to be in Happy Town, because this is a furry, feathery, stringy sort of project. It's got that great grandma feel, you know what I mean? Like these little feathery, soft things. Okay, so what did I do here next? This was easy. Scotch Create glue stick, come along. And I just went ahead and I put a lot down here and a lot down here to anchor. I'm going to be placing the sheet right on top of this. And just getting it done nicely around the edges so it has something to adhere to. And this works nicely on light fabric projects. So I'm gluing a light piece of fabric to a piece of paper. It's going to work well. Also, it's not going to get bleed through. So if you use a wet white glue or Fabrifix, you might get that dark streak, you know, that little thing. You're not going to have that with this. So there you go. Okay. Then we're just going to pop this baby down like we do. Okay, now this, I'm looking through my camera. Okay, let's see. We want to center it, and you have a little bit of reposition time, which is good. Give yourself a little bit of 1/4, 1/2 inch above, below. Okay, I'm a little shy. I need to go a little further. This is probably the trickiest part, because you can't really see what you're doing. Actually, I wonder if I laid it down. See, I haven't done this. This is new. Laying this down first, then placing this, because I can actually see. What brilliance! Oh my God, we've just discovered something new here on the Paper Outpost. Because of you guys, now I'm doing it this way. Okay, there we go. That's how you get it in the center, Pam. Thank you very much. Okay, just realized that. Okay, I've already done 12. Oh well, you know, we learn as we go here. We're a family, right? We're a crafty family. Thank you for the inspiration. Always trying to build a better mousetrap, you know? We all learn from each other. Okay, so now the easy part is just coming over, bringing in the machine. Okay, let's try not to disorient the camera. Oh! Yeah. Okay, all right. It's early, what can I say? It's pouring rain here. It is torrential rain. We haven't seen rain like this in a long time. So that's kind of exciting. Sunny, where are you? Oh, he is sleeping on a pile of fabric right now. That's really nice, Sunny. You just snuggle in over there. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a straight stitch here, nothing fancy. Go a little closer so you can see. Okay, there's me sewing. All right, here we go. Now, what I've heard is advantageous for the rookie novice sewers out there, of which I am one. So we have very low expectations for sewing from Pam, right? Right. Okay, because thanks to you guys, I'm able to practice making things again. Like, I'm practicing my sewing skills by making these 80 journals. So thank you for that. Okay, so here we go. I'm putting this down, foot down first. Okay, from what I've learned and gathered from seamstresses who have come before me and given their wise advice. Now, hand stitch into the thickness. Now, really, I'm only in the quilt. I'm not even on the cardboard. But if you are into the cardboard, it's awesome because it's not that thick. And now here we go. We're going to sew. Let me move that. Oh, nothing's happening. Oh, well, this is where it would be really, really advantageous to turn your machine on. Yeah, it helps like you wouldn't believe. I would make your stitches long, like great distance between each stitch. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, here we go. I need to reposition. Now repeat. And rinse, lather, repeat. There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, go slow at first. And, you know, make sure there's no buckling. The nice thing about the quilting material is it kind of is forgiving with buckling. Thankfully so. Sometimes thinner fabrics, it has to be so perfect and exact. It's a little frustrating. That's why I love quilt, because it's forgiving in that way. Get close to the edge, make your turn. Okay, here we go. We're going to go around the world. It's very simple sewing, and what I find is the lack of straightness, which is always my case, actually looks kind of cool in this project, because it's got that down home, little house on the prairie, grandma made it sort of look, where it really is expressing the handmadeness of it, which I think lends itself to this style of craft. Thankfully, you know, thankfully there's a place where we don't have to be exact and perfect, but we, you know, pretty darn good. Pretty darn good is a great place to be in life. There's a lot of leeway in pretty darn good. Like I was pretty darn good on my diet this week. I was pretty darn good about walking this week. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, back and back and back. Okay, there we go. All right. There. Now just come off, pull, do the snipperoo, free ourselves. And we are done that phase. So the cover, let me reorient you without messing up the camera. Okay. We have our little cover. Now, I like the extended look of this. If you find it's too much, you can trim it and feather it, like pull the threads off and get a shorter piece. I like the cockeyedness of it because it never seems to come out exact, but I think that's part of its charm. That's what I tell myself. Yep. And, okay, so now what I did was I gathered 15 sheets of interesting paper, all sorts of different kinds of paper that I wanted to use in this journal. And then I tap, tap, tap. Let me back up a little bit so you can see better. Tap, tap, tap. These are cut to 9 by 6. Yes. And some of them are smaller. When you fold a regular piece of paper, a copy paper, 8.5 by 11, some are going to be a little bit smaller, but a lot are 9 by 6. So a little variety there, and I think that's kind of nice. But it makes it very easy for cutting up your papers, because that's a big part of doing this. It's you know, getting your papers the right size so they don't stick out too far or anything like that in the journal. And if they do, you can always fold them or trim them or cut them. All right, so I'm going to take this once they're all aligned, as good as we can get it here. I'm going to fold in half. There's always one that isn't complying. You can do a little more tap, tap, tap. This side and this side. If you can get those two in congruence, you are good. There we go. Okay. That's not bad. Come on, get in there. There's always one. You know what I mean? There's always one in the family. What is that little piece? Okay, here we go. Ready? Fold. Okay, fold in half. Grab your, you can use hand folder first, but then it's a good idea to come along with bone folder. Give yourself a nice sharp crease. Makes it easy. All right. Now the next little tip trick with this guy is we're going to take him here. Now remember, this guy has nothing in the spine other than the material, the bed sheet and the quilt, which makes it very easy to sew through on your machine. This will also easily fit in your machine to sew down the middle. So you can actually sew this with your machine as opposed to the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So another alternative of putting together a journal when it doesn't have too many pages. So this is 15 pages of random, different kinds of interesting papers, interesting, creative, unique. We'll make sure you got it the right way, Pam, before you sew it in. All right, let's check to make sure our writing is all the right way that I want it. Okay, just do that quick peek because that will save you hours of time. And then I come along with these giant paper clips. You can use anything here, regular paper clips, where is that thing? I don't know, this thing. Bulldog clips, that will work too. You can clip that on there. But I'm just going to use these because I have them. These things are great. I mean, really, if you want something in your stocking, ask for some of these because they're a good thing. Now you push. You want to make sure this fold is in alignment with that fold because you want to go through the material and not the cardboard. So you test, make sure everybody's okay. Then you come here and you align. And if you really want to do, you can be sure you can do the whack-a-mole technique, which is the age-old whack-a. That's the whack-a-mole. And okay, come on over here. We're going to pull in our old friend, the sewing machine again. And then we are going to sew this. Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Let's make sure we're good. All right. Now, I do lock stitch this because I don't want it to come undone since this is the primary way this is being held together. So I'm going to go slow. Use my little, I'm going to go slow and I'm going to use my hand first. to get it into the thick paper. Okay, and then I'm just going to slowly, okay, now back up, back stitch. Here's I'm locking it in, and then I'm going to follow the spine fold with my ever so sharp eagle eyes. Yeah, Where are my glasses? Why do I do this without my glasses? And then I lock stitch again, going back. The machine is not choking. It seems to be just fine. And all bobbin issues seem to have magically gone away. I'm using the silver ones. Nobody's complaining. Everybody's quiet. And, oh, somebody was very kind to send me let me show you this thing, if you've never seen it. It's a Simplicity Sidewinder bobbin threader. Let me show you. And maybe I should demonstrate that, but that's great if you don't want to take apart your machine and all the threads and everything. You just want to do some bobbin winding on the side. Very relaxing. Very relaxing. Okay, let's go back here. What do we get for all our hard work? Ta-da! There, it's sewn. Okay, so we can take this off now. Be careful when you're taking these off that they don't gouge the papers. That can sometimes happen, so just be mindful. And then fold. And then rebone folder to crease that in so you get it folding on the spine. And there you have it. Yeah, I mean, you can go places from here. You can do decorating, but I think this quilt just is so beautiful on its own. I'm not going to mess with it. But yeah, so another alternative way to do a fabric cover, very easy, very simple. Sewing down the middle, sewing straight stitch around the side, having this little overlay, which is kind of nice. And there you go. So I think that's the big hoo-ha of it all today. Let me see if I can find Fluffer Pants. Hang on. Oh, well, my goodness, he's right here. Come here, Fluffers. Do you have something to say? Yes, I have something to say. It's a... Hello, everybody. Hello, good morning. Yes, I had a little bedhead today, but it's all good. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Mom's going to operate the sock puppet. Now, it doesn't have to be hard. Just remember that. It can be easy. And it's good when it's easy because then you can make more stuff and make more people... What's that over there? I don't know. And, oh, look, I can turn my head to the right very gently, softly. And I can... Oh, what's that over there? Mom, are you snacking? No, there's no snacks yet. It's too early. Oh, I think I see a snack. Okay, fine. I swear there's no snacks yet. I probably need to give you a snack. He needs his little sweet pea in the morning. He likes that to brush his teeth. So anyway, yeah, that is the whole enchilada of everything. I'm just going to keep it light and easy and breezy today. Now let's make one more thing. That was so quick. I just want to show you something else. We're here. Okay, so I do have these little guys, which I pulled out of an old journal recently. Maybe that's what was on Monday. Yeah, and then Saturday before that was how to do the journal. Okay, yeah, so it's confusing when you upload on different days, you actually record the video. Okay, but nonetheless, this is a little journal card. This is actually construction paper that I coffee dyed, and I used bits of ribbon, paper, lace, fabric on a piece of, what's under there? I don't know. That must be the coffee dyed paper, yep. And this is a paper clip backed onto, this is a canvas of some sort. I had like a roll of canvas or a strip of canvas. And it's just a little cute paper hanger. Same concept, strips of newspaper, fabric. This was actually dryer sheet, I think. Could be baby wipe. And t-shirt, book page, bed sheet, somebody's shirt. No, that was fabric from Goodwill. And a little lacy loo on the bottom, and then gold thread. Ooh, prettiness, right? So if you are working with your fabric and you end up with some fabric scraps, like this might be a grand opportunity to make a couple of those. And you could actually add them to the journal because you might have matching material, which is kind of fun. Let's make one of these just for the hook of it. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Now, this one is canvas backed. This one is paper backed. So there's a lot of ways that you can do this, but let's just do it simply. We're going to do it simply. So we're going to simply get a piece of paper. Oh, we've got some bed sheet here. Not bed sheet. This is scrapbook paper. You could use anything. I have so much of this other stuff. Like here, just regular bigger pieces of, this is thicker scrapbook paper. This is thin. whatever you like, doesn't matter. Maybe I'll use this one. That looks kind of cool on there, actually. And maybe it on it. Oh, that's pretty. I like that already. Maybe, okay, we're going to make something a little different, but this is going to be easy. It's just going to be frankly easy. We are all about the easy squeezy of it all. Okay, here we go. Guess what we got again? Our Scotch Crate glue stick. Just going to put some of this down. This has a smooth side and a rough side. I'm going to put the rough side on the front, and then the smooth side they can write on the back. Yeah, so I'm just going to put some of this down. Okay, that's good. Just to anchor it. And stretch it out, pull. Lots of threads, lots of threads. Be prepared for lots of threads. Remember, you can make bird's nests out of those. I'll try and link that down below. Okay, here we go. Hand smoosh iron. There we go. Ah, look at that, done. And you could just cut this up and be done with it. If you want to come in with sewing reinforcement, totally do that. And here's what I'm going to do this time. I've never done this before, but let's try it. I want to, like here, I used different pieces of fabric to create contrast. What happens if I use the same fabric? Yeah. Like, is that going to be ridiculous or fun or what? I don't know. I'm just going to cut up a bunch of strips. You know what? Let me use my fancy pinking shears. Pinking shears. Okay. These are the Fiskar pinking shears. I like these because they're easier on the hand to pink. You know, not the best pinker. Sometimes the pinkers can be stiffer to work than a regular. These are a little bit stiffer than regular scissors, truth be told, but they are easier than my old ones, so they are a saving grace. So I really do like them for that. I don't know, can you oil these things, or can you loosen this, but then maybe that you won't pink as well? I don't know. What is the trick with pinkers? They're always stiffer, and these are the easy action. So instead of pulling apart, I squeeze, okay? But as you can see, it's like a little stiff, getting stiffer more. Maybe I need to use it more. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, let's just cut up a bunch of these. I got it here, why not, right? Let's just use it. And if it looks too plain and bland, maybe I will, I just like getting all sorts of ideas. Okay, let's cut some squares, bigger ones. Okay, so this is our, okay, maybe we're gonna make two out of this, but let's cut it now. Let's cut it now, yeah. Okay, here we go. Cutting it in half, cutting it in half. There we go. All right, so we have that. We have two we're working with. Maybe I'm gonna give this a nicer bottom. Just the fabric part. Okay, there we go. Maybe we should give you the same. And let's try some different techniques on these. These are going to be little experimental doodads. All right, so let me come a little closer. Closer by the magic of the camera. I'm starting to understand how to work it a little better. I hope it makes it easier for you to see. Okay, so let's just say I just layered these up on each other. Would this be amazing and wonderful, or would it be like a big thud? Let's see. It would be like woolly and furry on one side, and then just writable on the other side. These are not too lumpy bumpy, but that's kind of cool, right? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, so that is kind of cool. I mean, it does kind of look like a bunch of pockets. All right, let me sew this and see what we have. Okay, here we go. I'm moving you over to the sewing machine. Whoop, there we are, okay. Now let's sew down the side. I think I'm going to switch back to zigzag, and I'm going to keep it small. This is a small project. I don't need to go big wide stitches. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Go slow, Pam. Go slow. Okay. All right. And we're going a little faster because we're feeling confident. The blood is coursing through our veins. Our creative inside crafter is singing her happy dance. We feel like we're doing something, we're sewing. Okay, those of you who are still afraid to sew, if I could do this, you can do this. And your machine doesn't have to be expensive because you're sewing paper and just little bits of, old, junk stuff. So, okay, come in this way. This is really cute. Now I'm falling in love with this little guy. See, now I just love him. Doesn't take much. And remember, fabric is fiber, like paper is fiber. So if you're a fiber lover, then it's all good. It's not like the fabric camp and the paper camp. There can be, and that's all right. You don't have to work with fabric, but it just gives you another dimension to work with. Okay, let me just come on along here and just call this done. I'm not going to lock this. It's a small project, and we're just going to snip that off. Okay. Gingerly bringing you back over here. All right, so now we have that, and that's very secure. It looks like it actually is many little pockets, but I think I wouldn't use it for many little pockets. I just have some like nice quilting batting. Maybe I could sew it down the middle and that would anchor everything. That might be a nice idea. Or I could put, I could glue. Let me just get anything. What's this? Sometimes when you just have these little pieces of fabric left over, you can just come along and glue something down. Let's try that, but let me get a darker piece. Something a little contrasting. Do we have anything contrasting? I'm looking. Okay. What's this? That's pretty. Oh, let's do that. Actually, let's make this into our loopy-loo at the top. Yeah, let's totally do that. Okay, so this had a loopy-loo at the top. Let's roll that right into the loopy-loo of it all. I think I'm going to staple that. It just seems easier. You could sew it, but I think I'm going to staple it. Okay. All right, here we go. Whoop, it's running around on me. Stay still, little guy. Stay still. All is well. All is well. Okay, here we go. Now, you may have lots of pieces of scraps and little pieces of fabric. And if you don't, this is a great year to start collecting them because, hey, looks like we're going to be crafting till the cows come home again. That's right. That's right. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue that down there. Okay, it's not in the exact center. That's all right, though. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Yeah. This is Fabrifix glue, clear silicone glue, fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, paper to paper. Just a little dabble do you with this guy. And probably a lightish finger smoosh. Oh, yeah, that was not a good idea. Okay, so we can see now where we did not catch the edge of the fabric. Can we not see that? Yes, we can see that quite well, actually. Okay, so we're going to come back in here, reposition everybody. Should probably glue them down. Maybe we'll do that actually, because, okay, this is what not to do. Yeah, you want to make sure that you catch the edges of your fabric if you're going to sew. This is where the rookie shows, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, obviously, Pam, obviously. But that's how you learn. I mean, stop beating yourself up about this stuff. You got to learn somehow, and how are you going to know until you get in there and you do it? You got to make all those glorious, oh, look at that, yeah. With bluebirds, and then you go back and you're like, all right, if I was going to do this again, how would I do it differently? What would I do? What would I change? How could I make it better? How could I make it easier? What's more efficient? What's a step I can remove? What's a faster, better way to tack something down that's just equally as strong? I may sew that again. There's my answer. Okay, let me put this down. Okay, there. Okay, now I'm just gonna trim that off with a pinker. Okay. There we go. That's anchored. Now, so let me, all right, back over here, swinging. We be swinging. Okay, here we go. And we're just going to zigzag again. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I know. Sometimes just got to go back and zig again. Here we go. I'm double zinging. And it's okay. It's all right. You just go forth and you double zig. Now I'm going to look at it to see if I need to double zig on the other side to make it look like it was planned. You know what I mean? Oh, that's kind of cool. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, put you back over here. Okay. You know what? I'm going to double zig because I see a few little issues here. Yeah, that's what happens when you let the rookie loose on the machine. You know, she misses the point of it. Sewing things down. Okay, here we go. We'll be zigging. I'm being very mindful to catch the edges. And we're done. And we're off? Yep, we're off. Okay. Cut these. Whoop, cut the edge of the paper. See? No hurrying, Pam. All right, here we go. Back over here. We're float over here. Okay. And there we go. Now we can put a little hoo-ha there on top. And, oh, I have little hoo-has. I do. Do we need a little butterfly? Oh, that's cute, isn't it? Yeah, but let's get maybe more color. That's very cute. I punched these out the other day. I had a bunch of these hanging around. Oh, maybe we could do a double butterfly. That would be cute. Let's try that. Oh, that now. Hey, are we there? We're there, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. So let's just glue it down. Okay, here, and some in the middle here. Yep. I didn't store my glue upside down. That's why I took a second there to get it out. There. I'm just covering up the staple. That's cute, right? Okay, what else do we want to do on there? Let's just put a little sparkly hoo-ha. Wrong color. Oh, we have a purple. Or we have pearl flatbacks. Those are pretty too. Okay, so I have these to pick from. I have purple flatback rhinestones or pink dusty rose pearl. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. It's got a little bit of purple in it. I think maybe, let's see. There is some purple in here, so I'm trying to pick up on that. But this, I'm going to just go with this one. All right, now I'm going to put a little dot of glue down. And then I come in with the exactness of a surgeon. I'll just go flying across the room. Plop that down. Tweezers are handy here. There we go. You could do a little more contrast up there too, but very fun, very cute, right? I mean, so there's a lot of ways to use up your paper or your fabric scraps. And I think that's good for now. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got Christmas stuff going on, so I'm going to let you all go. If you haven't heard, I do have a merchandise that I sell now for the Paper Outpost. It has all sorts of things on it. Works a lot with the Create with Reckless Abandon theme. If you like t-shirts and mugs and sweatshirts and zipped hoodies and things like that, totes. I'll try and put a link in the video, maybe over here somewhere, but it is down below in the description box. And if you can't figure out how to get the drop-down description box on your phone, I figured it out. You touch the title of the video and boop, it opens the description box. I just learned about that. This could actually make a cute little shirt-like look, where if you put little buttons down here, you know, wouldn't that be cute? With a little collar. This almost acts like a little collar. I don't know, seeing like a shirt in there somehow. And because with the material, shirt-like, yeah. And I have a free monthly email newsletter. If you haven't signed up for that, come on along. For gosh sakes, what are you waiting for? We're doing, you get a free digital image emailed to you monthly that you can use any way you like. And you get junk journal tips, updates from me, a long checklist of junk journal supplies to keep your eyes open for. And somebody was so cute. They said, oh, I was so amazed by the list of 7 or 8 pages of junk journal supplies to keep your eyes open for. And then I suddenly realized I had most of that stuff, which is awesome because yes, our homes are our greatest treasures for junk journal making, because we can use old books and magazines and bed sheets and old clothing and you name it, you got it, quilts, and you can have a lot of fun. And what else? I have an Amazon shop where you can get favorite tools and supplies. I have a Facebook group. Come on over there. We're doing weekly, monthly challenges and seeing what you guys make from these videos. And I have an Etsy shop where you can buy Vintage Digikits. They're printable downloads, and you just print them out, buy them, print them out, and download and print them out at home. They're always saved for you on Etsy. You never lose them once you purchase them. They're saved in your Etsy account. You can download them as many times as you like from here to eternity. And you can cut them up and use them up in your artwork any way you like. And yes, you can sell stuff with them on there too, if you were wondering about that. I get that question a lot. Yes, these are very, very old images, and they have been vetted, and you can use them. Okay, so what else? I'm found on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And if you find value or had fun, please like, subscribe, and share. And I hope you had fun learning how to make these very quick and easy quilt journals. They're fun. I think most people can make these without too much of a problem, as long as you get that sewing machine out of the closet. You know it's there. It's been there for years. Dust it off. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. You're only sewing, you know, paper and a little bit of fabric. I mean, 99% of my sewing is straight stitch or zigzag stitch. You don't need a million stitches. And remember, most of all, that fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon, everybody. We'll see you next time, and have a very, very Merry Christmas from all of us to all of you. Keep your loved ones close. Give them big hugs. Be kind to each other. Merry Christmas. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.